Hey, we did it.
Yay!
Took a week off.
Yeah.
Yeah, took a week off.
Yeah, we took a week.
Well, you got a problem? You're not our boss. It's not like any of you pay us for this shit. Like, although, could you please?
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll take money.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna worry that. What's up, everybody? It's I don't even know the fucking date. 17th, I think.
It's mid-October.
Yeah. The hunt for mid-October.
the hunt for mid-October.
Yeah, it is 17th.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's the 17th. You son of a bitch.
So you Sean, you planning on launching any missiles off the coast of Nantucket anytime soon?
Possibly.
Teaming up with your buddy in North Korea? Alleged buddy? Oh boy. So as you could tell,
Wild.
yeah.
Wild.
So as you can tell, the title of the show, we're trying to go with like a theme. Like, actually do a theme. The title of the show, it's all so frustrating. And yeah, we got a lot of frustrating shit to go over. A
Yeah.
lot of frustrating stuff. But let's start on a better. How was your week, bud? How was your 2 weeks?
It was okay, I guess.
Well, you're still alive.
Saw quite a few cars that I'd like to own, but I can't afford.
So you window shopped. Did a lot of window shopping.
Well, for a car guy, it's of my caliber. It's more like checking out like fine women. it's like I know I can't touch them, but
Yeah, just don't go around.
it's like, damn, look at that BMW M2. What's going on, BMW? What you doing?
Just don't pull a Harvey on them, dude. Don't go all Harvey Weinstein
No.
and start fucking the gas hole. You know what I mean? Like,
No, that's called dragoning.
what's it called?
Well, actually, it's the tailpipe, but it's called dragoning. There are people out there who have done that.
Stop. You have to back up. You have to back this up. Okay,
Oh,
no.
man.
People have fucked their tailpipes.
Yeah, there's a picture of a guy online.
And obviously we won't be
It's
able
been nicknamed dragoning. I don't know why they call it
to...
dragoning.
Yeah, well, I don't know why
but-
I can't fathom, like... But obviously the photo isn't good enough, isn't cleared for YouTube, right? We wouldn't be able to show that on YouTube.
Yeah, it'll probably be just a tad bit inappropriate.
Yeah, we'll definitely get flat. But wait.
Oh my God! There's a guy with his dick in the exhaust pipe.
Because I mean, if it harkens back to oh, what the fuck? What's Verizon telling me now? 3 days only. Get a. I don't want a J3.
Nobody wants your business. Das Verizon.
It's like side note, because I definitely want to get back to dragoning.
Dragoning.
But dude,
Yeah, there's some
Verizon-
weird people out there, man.
does this happen with other cell phone? Like, again, this is where we need the audience to fucking hurry up and get in here. But does this happen with other people's cell phone providers where they like try to sell you shit through fucking text messages, where they're always sending you like fucking offers? You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure. Like, I checked off all the. I don't want your promo. I don't want your newsletter. I don't want any of your shit. You know, the only time I want an email is when I want my fucking receipt when I paid a bill.
Yeah.
You know, like that's it, you know. But now, like, I'm getting, oh, buy this and buy that, and blah, blah. I mean, they did do a cool thing where they basically waived because in the family plan that we have, like all my people were in Florida, so they like waived all the data rates and messaging rates and all that shit from when the hurricane, I don't know, Irma, I guess it was. There's been like so many of them. So okay, but no, that's there's frustrating. It's like, why do you send me bullshit that I don't fucking want, dude? Like, stop trying to sell me shit. So, dragoning.
Yeah.
So because only because that harkens back to an old Bill Hicks skit. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep this PC too, like, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to find one. But yeah, it harkens back to an old Bill Hicks skit talking about drunk driving and sobriety tests, because he's like, touch your nose, walk a straight line,
Yeah.
say the alphabet backwards. Ooh, you got me. Like, obviously, I'm too stupid to drive. Like, but one of the things is like, I think these cops are just fucking with us. Touch your nose. walk a straight line, say the alphabet backwards, do calculus, stick your dick in the tailpipe. Ooh, shit, that's hot. Oh, fuck, I should have done this at the bar. I'm sober now. Like,
here's the appropriate version of the pic. It's gonna have to be shitty quality, but this guy's
oh my God.
this guy's got some fucking problems, man.
What the
All right, for people who just aren't down for seeing some weird shit, you might
What the
want to
fuck
look
is
away
this?
for a moment.
What the fuck?
It's like, imagine fucking seeing somebody. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You fucking weirdo.
Can you imagine coming out of your house and seeing this in your driveway?
Like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
See, dude, hang on. Like we hang on. I got to get this out to the people. Okay, right off the top. Dude, what the fuck is this? Dragoning. And dude, where can I find this pic?
Just search Google for
Dragoning pic?
yeah, I think it was dragoning cars is what I searched.
Oh, dragoning cars. Okay, because
Yeah.
I got a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons stuff that popped up. Oh, that's not what I mean. But
Yeah. Yeah, see, there's the pic.
There he is. There he is. Okay, seriously, like we got to get some fucking feedback on this, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Like, it's just fucking wrong. Like, fucking, like, I'm a car guy, but I'm not that kind of car guy.
It won't fucking. How can I?
It might be banned on Facebook. It might just recognize the full pic.
All right, let me just do view image. That will do it, right? Yeah, there we go.
That should do it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, just X the link that was there.
Yes. Like, what? Bring him back. Is he on full? Are we back?
Nah, I took him off.
No, bring him back up. Bring him back. Like, cause we gotta break this down. Okay, cause it's one thing. Like, okay, now this truck has got to be raised, right? Is this a raised truck?
It looks like a Land Rover.
A Land Rover. Okay, so this truck has probably got a little lift kit action on it, because I don't think he's bending down. I can't, or on his knees. Excuse me. I can't tell if he's on.
I think he's on his knees. I'd have to load the inappropriate picture.
Is it up there? Is it out there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You could load it up on your thing. It was on the same search.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Unless safe search is on. Okay. Scroll. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I told you.
But see, they can't see the rest of it. Dude, he's in.
Oh, sorry, we're cracking ourselves up here, folks, but this shit's fucking hilarious. Look up the full pic. Just look up the full pic, and you'll be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Dude, what the
sorry if you don't find it as funny as we do, but we hope you do.
I'm half-tempted to flash the laptop at the screen just for a split second. Just go like this real quick. Dude, what the fuck?
Like, dude's got fucking issues,
At least
doesn't he?
you know, I'll say this. At least he shaved. I mean, it's
True.
Or maybe the exhaust burn it all off.
Fucking what a fucking weird world we live in, huh?
Okay, so not only does he have the lingerie top, he has the nightie,
Yeah.
but it has girders.
Yep.
And he's got the hosiery to go with.
Yeah, he's got his thigh highs on and everything.
Dude, you have to give him props that he went all in. Bruh went all in, dude.
Yeah, he did.
Bruh went all in with it, dude. Like this.
He went full on car fucker.
I'm telling the chat real fast. Holy fuck! Search for fucking dragoning cars. We can't put it all on screen.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Oh my god, dude, that is.
Isn't that just the funniest fucking shit? It's like, what the hell is with that guy?
Dude, talk about frustrated.
Like, you got to be pretty fucking like desperate when you're fucking a car, man.
Oh my god.
My god damn, dude.
Oh my god, dude, that is so goddamn hilarious.
It really is.
So this dragoning.
Dragoning.
And all this started from talking about possibly fucking the gas hole pipe. And apparently somewhat beat me to it. And they said, "Nah, bro, hold my beer. I'm going for the exhaust." Like,
fucking some weird people, man.
oh my god, talk about frustrated. So, where did this start? Oh yeah, you looking at cars, like
yeah, yeah. So anyway,
so
now that we've like completely gone off the rails and
but you're not
gone
you're
into weird territory.
You're not at that point. You're not at that
no,
point.
I'm not at Mr. Carfucker's point. Fucking.
I mean, but you realize though, if it does pop in your head, you gotta go all in. You've got to go all in. You got to get leader. You got to get the hosiery. You got to get the nighty. You got to get.
I don't think I'll ever get that desperate. Get like tetanus from fucking exhaust pipes and shit.
What kind of what dirty pipes are you fucking?
I mean, it's exhaust pipe. They rust, man. Fucking.
What, were you around that Buick again?
That's his Land Rover. You were fucking a Buick again, weren't you? No, that's not my tailpipe rust.
I know for a fact I have a tighter diameter. like
you've never been attracted to a cute Honda. Oh man.
Oh shit. That is so fucking hilarious though.
It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so I saw some pretty cool cars this week.
So yeah, what'd you check out? And almost want to fuck.
Well, I didn't want to fuck. One of them you could definitely have sex in now. I saw a BMW Alpina B7, which is a full-size 7 Series.
Okay.
Tuned by Alpina, and it's fucking crazy car.
This is around the way, around here?
I saw it, saw it at the Wawa on 202. Fucking, it's like this super luxurious fucking car. Like, it's one of those cars that's like, you either drive it yourself or you hire somebody to drive it for you. When you're sitting in the back, I've sat in a regular 7 Series, so I know what it's like. But in the back, like, the center, there's like a center armrest thing that folds down. But it's got a fucking it's got a fucking full screen and the fucking all the BMW controls. You could like fucking be like, if you're riding in the back and like you're letting one of your friends drive and they put it in sport mode, you could be like, no. And it's like, all right, I'm going to change the climate controls for the whole car, and I'm going to put this on the radio, and I'm going to put you into comfort rain mode, and there's nothing you can do about it, driver, because I'm...
Well, but here's the thing. Wouldn't the driver's seat, though, the captain's chair, actually have priority, like he could lock you out?
Depends on how you have it set up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you'd have to, and if you're dropping coin like that, it'd be like, I want controls,
yeah.
BMW.
But here's the crazy thing about this car. So, the normal 7 Series is like super luxurious. That's like something you get in a normal 7 Series.
Price tag, what are we looking at? Six figs?
We'll get there.
Oh, shit.
The normal 7 Series is like super luxurious. But that's not good enough for Alpina. So they ripped out all the really nice leather interior and then replaced it with even nicer leather interior.
Corinthian Italian
like
leather.
The awesomest fucking like cross-hatch fucking stitch patterns and shit. Like 3D fucking stitch patterns and shit. And then they like put nicer carpets in it and shit. And then they fucking tune the engine up to 600 horsepower. It's a 4,890-pound car. It does 0 to 60. Car and Driver tested one, got it from 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds.
Fuck, dude! Like when you really need to get the Wawa,
it's like, well, that's like That's like Audubon Cruiser right there. Like it's like, all right, I need to pass this dude. It's like you're just gone.
But yeah, like it still comes down to like I always like the cars are cool, you know what I mean? Like, but I always still boil it down to like at least in this area, at least where we are with the whole Mid Atlantic Northeast corridor. You brought the guy back up. It's hilarious. but it's like, what are you gonna do with it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna hurry up and stop between every fucking light on Market Street? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, this is a car like
even
you just-
76,
you just
76
cruise
isn't.
around in.
76 isn't. Yeah, but you're
Yeah,
wasting.
but you could fly down 276 or 476.
Nah, dude. Like, you'd have to wait until like balls ass in the middle of the fucking night when there's nobody else out there. Plus,
I won't
you gotta
disclose who I do it with, but I regularly ride with a person down 276, and we regularly hit 100 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, but we used to hit 100 go in my fucking shitty Beretta going over the goddamn Dannenhauer. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh wow, I hit 100 miles per hour. But then the thing is like now maybe 276 is a slightly different story, especially if you stay on the Jersey side, not the Northeast extension side, the Northeast side.
Yeah.
Because the thing is here's the thing, like especially if you did a 476 from here on the free part of 476 and take that bitch all the way down, it bottlenecks. It goes from the 3-lane down to 2-lane. And it just seems like the road in and of itself is just not set up for, you know, they got tighter curves. It's just not built for it. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. Like,
I'll find some pictures of the car.
I just don't know what you would be doing with something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't seem feasible to me in those regards.
Well, it's a sleeper. Like it's a real sleeper car because like
honestly, I would get
like most people would have no idea that it's anything special. I mean, it doesn't look that much different from a normal 7 Series. It doesn't like shout out about itself.
Well, dude, if you roll in with a 7 Series, motherfuckers are gonna turn heads. Like, damn, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but most people aren't going to be like, oh, damn, that's an Alpina B7.
No, but it's still right off the jump. You could roll, dude. If you were to roll up in front of your friends, like some of our friends, if you were to roll up in a factory John stock, a 4-cylinder, they're still gonna be like, this is a bitchin' fucking car.
Yeah.
Seriously, dude, bring this up now. Obviously, this is like a doctored photo a little bit, like it's had some touch to it. You know what I mean? Like Eric, Eric, you're watching this, like check out this fucking car here, dude. You know,
it's pretty sweet. Hold on, let me. Yeah, I'll just do it like that so that it's.
Sorry,
doesn't have the little scroll bar thingy, Johnny Chumpy.
Yeah, so bring this bitch over. Now, like I said, you could put a 4-cylinder in this thing, okay, with a basic ass automatic transmission. You know what I mean? Like and it's still, people are gonna be like, damn, you know what I mean? Like they're still gonna be like, yo, like,
what's that, John?
Exactly. That's what I'm. See, that would be like if I were to play that lottery fantasy roll thing again. Like, the car that I would buy would look nice as shit. It would have the craziest interior. It would be, you know what I mean? It would have all the bells and whistles. There would be nothing performance on this car whatsoever. I would drive this motherfucker in the slow lane with my hazards on because I would want everyone to see it. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers would be all proud, like, yo, I blew that fucking car. Yeah, because it's only got a 4-cylinder. I don't race it. That's not the point. The point is the point is for it to look good. That's the point.
You gotta look good.
Exactly. This interior, like I said, straight the fuck up. I would tell the Alpino guys, like if I had the money, I would call them up and be like, yeah, give me the red leather interior, give me the cloth seat, give me this, that, and the fucking third. Well, what do you want for the performance? I don't want the performance package. I want you to put a shitty fucking Chevy engine in it, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? I want you to go down to the junkyard and pull something out and throw it the fuck in there because I ain't trying to go fast.
Well, you don't have to go fast.
Yeah, but
it's kind of an all it's. I mean, they just take the engine that's in it and they tune up that engine.
Right, but the thing is if it's meant to run, it's gonna want to run. You know what I mean? Like, whereas, you know,
well, it's a German car. They do pretty much everything. So,
Eric, whenever I see expensive cars, all I can think of is sorry about your penis, bro. I kind of decided to say the same with guns too. So for not most part, but some part. I actually have a gun story for you too. And it is about the frustration thing. Kind of backs up your side a little bit. It kind of backs both of our points up here, on the gun thing. But we'll get to that later. But other cars, like what else did you see out there? You had the Alpina.
So I saw the Alpina B7, and then just today when I walked down to Wawa and walked back, I was walking along, and I was walking down the street. I saw an old air-cooled Porsche 911.
Oh shit!
Which was pretty nice, and then continued walking, and I saw a brand new C7 Corvette in like metallic gray. It's a pretty sweet color. And then
you would love country.
Two cars behind that was a Maserati coupe, and then like a minute after that, I saw a murdered out Mercedes-Benz SL65 AMG.
What do you mean by murdered out?
The wheels were black. All the badging was changed to black.
They
badging.
call it murdering it.
Yeah, when you make the whole car black, that's called murdering it out.
So far, I've learned dragoning and murdering.
Yeah, murder that motherfucker out.
And here's the thing: both of these words have really nothing to do with the activity.
Yeah, it's just because it makes the car look menacing.
Well, I was gonna say dragoning to me would be something like, okay, I got flame shoot. You do the whole bullshit of like, you send too much fuel. You get, how you get the pops on the fucking exhaust.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you're sending them fuel bits through, and then some, you get the guys that they put that line and they hook like a wire up to the spark plug, and then they trigger it. You know what I mean, like a little battery charge or whatever. That to me, to get the flames out the pipe, that to me would be dragoning, not fucking your tailpipe. Yeah. Like I, and then murdering, like Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? Like, here's the question: does it have to be a matte black? Does it got to be the matte finish, or can it?
It can be either. Like here's a murdered out Lamborghini Diablo.
Now, to me, whenever I would hear murdered out about a car, that would be like just stripping that fucker down. Like just murdering that car, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that's what murdering it out is. You got the black wheels, you got the tinted windows, everything on the car is black.
I'm sure that you're allowed to.
Well, yeah, except
you can't have black headlights.
Well, you can
get the cover.
There are companies that make tinting that goes on them that look dark when you have the headlights off, but it doesn't actually stop light coming through the other direction.
God, I love science.
Yeah, science is awesome. But
I'll tell you what, dude, you'd probably enjoy a day sitting down at the corner of what would be Elm and Fayette. Yeah, you'd probably enjoy it if you just sat on like a nice day down at Elm and Fayette and Cunchy, and just watch all those cars, like all these cars, just turn left to go over the bridge to the city and Jersey and all that shit, because that's tons of that, dude. Tons of Teslas. You know what I mean? Mazis, like Porsches. Like there is some crazy shit down there, dude. It's like so much money.
I also saw a completely fucking tricked out Toyota GT86. It fucking had a wide body kit on it. It had a fucking color shifting paint job. It had a full body kit on it with fucking front splitter and rear wing. It fucking sounded like it was tuned up. And yeah, dude, put a lot of money into it.
But that's what I would do. I would put all the money on the outside. It couldn't run for shit, dude. Like, because again, I want to, like I know, like I said, when we were kids and we were younger, we'd do that dumb shit of taking the Beretta over the Dannenhauer.
Oh, I'd still do that dumb shit
at 100 and all that crap. But for me, at this point in my advanced age, I'm
older than you, goddammit.
Barely, but for me, it is a matter of like, I don't care about going fast. I really don't care about going fast.
I'm a speed demon.
Yeah, well, but for like I said, for me, it'd be like I want to cruise up Ridge, outside the fucking transportation center. I want to cruise down Main Street in Manayunk, and I'm gonna go nice and slow, and I want everyone to look at me. You know what I mean? Because if you're going fast,
then that's what Lamborghinis are for.
What do you mean?
There's lots of people who own Lamborghinis who never really drive them fast.
No, they don't
Because you roll down the street in a fucking Lamborghini Aventador, everybody's like, "Oh fuck, damn, look at that fucking car."
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I like the stealthy cars actually, like that B7. Like that
Right,
thing will
right,
fucking do 200 miles an hour, and to the average fucking person,
we
it's
know-
not even going to draw a fucking eye.
Right. Well, and we know it's been your lifelong dream to be a race car driver, you know. Like, but still, like, I'm not trying to lose you Paul Walker style here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'd rather go out that way than fucking die of a heart attack or something. I'd rather smash into a wall at 200 miles an hour and die
fair enough.
than have a heart attack. Because then
Fair
at
enough.
least it's over. It's
Yeah.
just like, bam, I'm dead.
Just go Earnhardt style. Just snap
Yeah.
your neck. You're done.
Just go all in. Fucking.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. But it's dragoning and murdered out. Like, I'm learning a lot today.
Welcome to the world of automobiles.
But yeah, I mean, it's oh my god. But yeah, I
Funny thing.
so yeah, I mean, I feel your frustration with that shit, dude. I mean, it gets frustrating a little on that side too, 'cause especially for the fact that, like, you know, I don't have a vehicle myself. I'm in the boat with you. I'm taking the shoe leather or the good old PT across the counties and all that shit. But yeah, I mean, I've gone to learn to go without for a while, but like, just I don't know, I guess we jump in with frustrating things. Job's been frustrating,
Trying to find a job has been frustrating.
but it's like, I don't know, man. I'm starting to have some second thoughts here. Like, I might have to start looking for something else, you know, because they're just not designed for and it's not to make it sound like, oh, king shit a fuck mountain and fucking fascist here, like, oh, you got to do it my way, blah 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 blah. And it's like, no, I mean, it's more like, hey, look, there's some simpler ways that we can do some things, but they've been a company, and the folks that I'm the youngest person there, as far as quote unquote full timers are concerned. You know, I'm the youngest person there, so you got all these folks that are just set in their ways. They know what to do when they go in, they do it, that's it. They've been doing it for X amount of years, decades even.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who the fuck am I to roll in and be all like, oh, well, we're going to change this and change that, and I need you to do it this way instead of that way. And they're going to be like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
you know. But no, like I said, it just gets frustrating. And then you sit there and you think you do a good enough job, and you bust your ass off. You give 110 maximum effort, and then you sit there and you look at that paycheck, which is interesting because I get it every week, not every two, like most companies do. And then you just look at that paycheck, and it's just like, is this even fucking worth it right now? Like, you know, like, I could in essence sit there and fucking, like, try and work a deal out with my roommate and be like, all right, look, dude, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna try and game stream. Like, I think I could get somewhere with that over than trying to just, you know, trying to go against the grain. And again, it's not a matter of trying to go against the grain for the sake of going against it, for the, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna be contrarian for the sake of contrarian. You know I share the initials with Alex Jones's little protege, but I don't do it for the sake of doing it like he does. You know, it's a bit of an inside-y joke type of deal. But yeah, it's just, it gets frustrating, dude. And you just like, am I doing a good job? Like, they think they say I'm doing good. I'm like, not that I don't appreciate their words. I'm personally not seeing it and feeling it. Not that they have to prove nothing to me. I'm just looking at it in the daily operations of things. I'm like, well, some of the shit around here is just still arbitrary. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of having protocol and procedure if it's just going to be arbitrary when we get to the time that the gig or the truck has to go out? You know what I mean? Like, why even have me here? Like, you know, so I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to take it day at a time or day by day. But again, when you sit there and you're living paycheck to paycheck, and then you look at your check and it's just like, is it worth this frustration? Like, you know.
Well, part of the problem today is fucking the fucking balance between cost of living, cost of stuff in general, and how much people make is fucking so out of whack.
Oh, it is, dude.
It's like completely fucking just wacky.
And here's the thing: there's people that are making like significantly more money than me. You know what I mean? Like, and it ain't any easier for them. You know what I mean? Like, it's $50,000 ain't what $50,000 was.
Yeah, well, if you make $50,000 in these days, you're way above average now because I think it's something like 50% of Americans make less than
30 grand.
Make less than 30,000.
It's actually 51 now. That we gain
fucking just insane.
We gained a percentage point. Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Let's say you making 50 grand. If you making 50 grand and you single and you by yourself and you have no kids, yeah, you can live good. You can live good. You can find yourself like a pretty decent cheap apartment with good quality and so forth. Forget trying to buy a house on that. You're fucked. Like, there's just no way. And
it doesn't matter that there's like fucking millions of empty houses in our country,
right? Well, and then also add to the fact too that just the sake that like the real estate market is a market that's just it's to make money. You know what I mean? Like and it's one of those weird markets where, unlike a car, the asset just keeps appreciating until there's a bubble that bursts. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and then your house value sinks.
And then everything sinks. You know what I mean? Like, but the it's still just it's something that just appreciates more and more and more over time. Unlike a car, which it loses value the second you sign the fucking paper and drive it off the lot. You lost $50.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Cars have a weird value system.
Yeah. Well, once it hits classic, and if it's in good shape, then it starts going back up. You know what I mean? You gotta wait 25.
Well, there are some cars these days where, like, there's only going to be so many of them. So as soon as you drive it off the lot, like in some cases, it's worth double what you. Oh well, paid
yeah,
for.
But if you're getting into the retarded stuff,
like if you bought a 911R, the moment you drove that off the lot, it was worth like 2 to 3 times what it was worth because they only made fucking
so many
of them.
Right.
And there were so many people that wanted one. So that like you could fucking
the supply versus demand and
yeah,
all, or demand.
You could go to the dealership, buy one, take it home, and then fucking just turn around and sell it and fucking double or triple your money.
Yeah,
and that's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But but back on this 50 grand, dude. I almost
should have got a loan for a couple $100,000 and bought one of the fucking things. I could have paid off the loan and made fucking
and still made money on it.
Yeah, made a lot of money on it.
Well, and here's back to that 50 grand guy. Oh yeah, I got people who are laughing. Like my aunt in Vegas, she was laughing at what the fuck is dragoning. But yeah, so basically, that 50. Now here's the thing: that 50 grand guy, okay, if he or she got a kid and they single, the average cost of living in the U.S. with a kid for a single adult or a single parent is 52 grand a year. So even then, it ain't shit. It still ain't shit.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's still, it still really is nothing. You know what I mean? Like so. But then again, like you said, you get back to the 30 grands, the 30 and ups, and 30s and belows. Like the average cost, like if you were to go out and get, or even me, I'll just say to me, yeah, if I were to move out and try to move in to my own place, like a 1 bedroom. And handle everything without government assistance and all that type of shit. $28,000 a year. You know what I mean? Like, and if there's barely people making that 50, like how the fuck, you know what I mean? Or barely making the 30. Excuse me, the 30 grand. Like how the fuck?
Yeah.
How the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, dude, frustrating economics. You know what I mean? Like, and I really don't see it getting any better. It sucks fucking saying that. It really does. I don't see it getting any better.
Things are going to have to get worse before they get better.
Well, at this point though, dude, because there's so much money that's at the top and it's just sitting up there hoarded at the top. Like what is the worst case scenario that starts to change to make it better? because obviously if they're not self-aware to be like, well, I may not be affected, but this is going to fuck up my kids and grandkids. You know, they're the ones that are going to have to deal with the pitchforks and torches.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like if that thought hasn't even dripped into their conscious and their psyche, like what has to happen? A total collapse at this point? Like seriously, what would have to happen? Like
I don't know.
you know what I mean? Like I'm asking you rhetorically. You know,
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it just makes you sit there and go like, how long? It's frustrating because you just keep seeing it going on and on and on and on and on, and it's just like, you know.
Yeah.
But speaking of people losing money, so yeah, you came across an interesting coup d'état. Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, personally, I'm hoping on the governmental matter. Personally, I'm hoping Mattis just fucking says, "All right, you know what? You're all a bunch of fucking inept motherfuckers. We're taking over. Fuck you.
military
we're gonna
style
throw
coup.
you all out, and we're gonna rehold fucking elections, and none of you people are gonna be allowed to fucking run."
I mean,
I hate to fucking take that tack because that's like totally fucking authoritarian and shit.
right.
But we fucking like we need to fucking.
Well, 25th Amendment.
These people need. Well, yeah, the 25th Amendment allows the fucking president's cabinet to fucking impeach him, but then we're stuck with Pence. Fucking, and even if we got rid of Pence, then we're fucking stuck with some other fucking jackass.
What would it go? What was the line? It was Trump, Pence, then Secretary of State Tillerson, then Mattis. No.
Mattis was 6, I think.
Yeah, I think there's like the Speaker of the House or the President of the Senate
Speaker
pro
of the
tempore.
House.
All that or some shit like, yeah, it was just a murder's row of fucking douches. I mean, what else can you fucking say about it?
Douches.
And again, that's what gets frustrating about it too, you know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this dude's frustrated right now. So we got a story. Now, this is coming from the Inquisitor. Not sure.
Yeah,
about
but
this.
we did see
saw
it
it
from
on
ABC News
and
or something like that.
NBC
yeah,
News
NBC
as well.
News. So this is accurate.
But yeah,
I mean, this may not be the best source to use, but that's the one I had handy.
if you want to bang this on over here real quick.
All right, let's make sure people can see this nice and
Nicey nice. So this fucking guy, yeah, you can tell he's gonna be pissed. Perfect drop. So yeah, he's loses $600 million in a year.
Yep.
And he fell on the Forbes 400 richest Americans list due to new information.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's all about, but I'm just happy to hear that motherfuckers lost $600 million.
I wonder where the losses are.
Like,
because look, the most he ever put into his campaign, everyone's like, he spent his own money. He put $10 million in. He didn't spend shit. He barely spent shit. You know who fucking funded him was Bob Mercer. Bob Mercer in July just came through because in June, right when he just locked it up and kicked fucking Cruz out of the contest, Bob Mercer, the Breitbart guy, the fucking Cambridge Analytica guy, he's the big funder. He's a big data guy. He likes to fuck around. Like, he's the guy that invests the money in the companies that try to sell you fucking socks after you've looked at underwear on Amazon. That's him. That's his whole shtick. But basically, they were saying like in June, the Trump campaign was so broke, like he had to put 10 mil of his own money in, and then Bob Mercer, once Ted Cruz failed, because that's the horse he backed, went and put like 25 million in cash into the campaign coffers, and then brought Bannon and Kellyanne Conway over. To have him work on his team, his strategy, and all that. So again, like I like where did he lose? I guess people not signing deals with him, because remember, most of his money nowadays isn't from actual real estate. He just leases his name to.
Well, he does own some hotels and he owns those golf courses. So, I mean, people have fucking stopped going to his hotels. People have stopped fucking
boycotted. He got a boycott.
I'm not gonna go to his golf courses anymore because that dude's a fucking asshole. like just people like, fuck that dude.
But then there was also like the reports that were coming out like around the time of the inauguration and shortly thereafter that like a lot of the foreign governments were purposely booking their dignitaries into Trump properties because they want to get on the guy's good side. You know what I mean? But I don't know if that was enough to curtail $600 million in losses.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking hefty losses.
Right? It's over $500 million.
Yeah.
So the billionaire, the self-proclaimed billionaire, lost half his shit.
Yeah. Well, we don't. I don't know what his actual net worth is. So
if I could honestly put like an educated layman dumb guess at it, yeah, that's an oxymoron. Educated dumb guess. But if I could take like somewhat of a stupid guess at it,
a guesstimate
prior to the campaign, I would say dude probably only 400 mil. I don't think he was worth $500 million. I don't even think he was at least worth half of. But we don't know because he won't release the tax. You know what I mean? Like you don't know. 92 spots. Wow. He fell 90. Yeah, it's going to be all this. Amazon caused Donald Trump to lose $400 million. Okay.
Wonder what that's about.
That's interesting. I wonder why Amazon did it.
And they might have cut off his fucking cheap ass products that he has made in fucking China.
Dude, you know what? That was another thing. The boycotts, yeah. All the Trump brands, all the Trump products, again, the licensing. You know, I mean, he doesn't actually make the fucking ties. He just puts his name on it, so some factory in China fucking does it.
Yeah, he just finds a Chinese company that makes ties, and then he says, "Put this label on. Put my name on the ties. I'll charge an arm and a leg for them, and they'll sell by the millions."
So yeah,
I'm egotistical, and I think everybody loves me, even though everybody hates me.
And apparently Jeff Bezos took over Warren Buffett's spot, which kind of scares me because Bezos is fucking cybernet. But yeah, I guess that's what it is. The dude just made his brand so fucking toxic that people just stopped buying his shit.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, like it's funny because Trump supporters seem to think they're the majority.
Oh my God, talk about frustrating.
And they're not. And that's why it's so frustrating to deal with them, because they're like, "Hey, we real Americans, blah blah blah. You fucking you." It's like they talk down to like fucking everybody else, like they're in the minority. It's like, dude, yeah.
Last I checked, Homeboy only had 37%.
He was
37%.
He lost the popular vote, and B, he is fucking tanking on the fucking approval ratings.
Yeah, 37. It came out. It came out yesterday. 37%. That's his. I think it's. I personally think it's lower than that. I don't think there's no way he could be. There's no way he's going to get back over 40.
Yeah.
But then again, no one said he was going to win either. But
maybe we're living in a bizarro world, and we need to say, yeah, he's going to get back over 40, so it goes back down.
Oh, the opposite game.
Yeah, it's opposite world. That's where we're living.
Right.
That's why everything's so weird. Is like we've all been transported.
It's
to
fucking Stranger. It's
world.
fucking upside down in Stranger Things, dude. Like
we're in the upside down.
We are in the upside down right now. Like it's almost the same goddamn shit. But it's just like again, yeah, the frustrating part with his supporters, and like we know a couple of them, and they sit there and they go through the same. Like you get to sit there and you get this nice little window when you get into like a debate. Hang on, let me do it the way they taught me in school. Yeah, like that. Here comes the jazz hands. But it gets frustrating because like for example, like the last exchange I had with somebody, it's like, oh, you know, the GDP, we've seen a 50% increase in GDP because of the deregulation, and Wall Street's doing good, and can't wait to get some of them tax cuts. I'm like, one, you have no determination over fucking GDP. Barely any of us do. When 40% of it is, if the GDP is tied into fucking banking activity.
Yeah.
You know, so what's one way to sit there and say, oh, banks are making more money? Issue more loans and credit.
Yeah.
They just printing money.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean? They just printing money on their own, and then they get to apply the interest to it more so than the whole Federal Reserve and the Treasury shit, right? But they apply their own type of fucking. They're obviously their interest on it. So the value of the currency is so debased by the time it hits you in your bank account after you apply for that loan. Like it's fucking, it's practically worthless for you.
Yeah,
You know. So there's that. Again, 40% of the GDP of the gross domestic product is based on banking activity.
Yeah.
Okay. 2, tax cuts. Don't get excited about tax cuts. We ain't getting a fucking tax cut.
We ain't getting shit.
We're not getting a tax cut. And even if there is a tax cut, I think that the one analysis from the CBO and a couple of the independents were even saying like, yeah, those people in that 30 range that we were talking about, you know, basically the people that earn less than 6 figures a fucking year, okay, like the majority of us, yeah, you're lucky to get $40.
Yeah.
You're gonna be lucky to get $40.
Yeah.
You know, like why? And all of a sudden, like, and again, like. You try and pin them down. Well, why do you think the tax cuts is going to help the economy? Well, that means they're going to pay people more. When was the last time? When was the last time that a boss got an extra chunk of change and turned around and broke it off to his fucking employees?
That doesn't happen. Shit, I just got a whole bunch of extra money. Fuck it, I'm gonna buy that sports car I've always wanted.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Whenever have like this fucking notion to trickle down again? Here's the frustrating. Like why people still think that shit works.
Trickle down economics will never work.
It literally
will never work.
To borrow from Bill Maher, it means they're literally pissing on you. It literally means they're pissing on you. Like so.
Well, here's the thing. Like one of the big problems we have in our country is fucking rich people who are fucking money addicts. Quite literally, they just fucking hoard money like fucking smog under the fucking mountain. Somebody's touching my gold and shit. Like fucking,
oh shit,
you know, fucking
that Fraggle Rock, right?
No, fucking Lord of the Rings.
Oh Lord, okay.
Or The Hobbit.
Okay.
But yeah, they're like the fucking dragon under the mountain, fucking hoarding their gold and jewels, and fucking I need more, so I'm gonna go raid the village and fucking steal more gold and jewels and shit.
That is the question. It's like, what does the dragon, or what is the dragon who has all the gold in his lair? What does he exactly fucking do with it? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's what these rich people are. They're dragons with fucking under the mountain with a fucking big fucking pile of gold and fucking jewels and shit. And they just fucking sit on it, and then
and it does nothing.
And
for
that's
them.
that's one of the main reasons why trickle down economics will never work. It's not like the fucking 1970s and 80s when fucking rich people were like, "Hey, I've got the money. I'm gonna flaunt the fuck out of it. I'm gonna buy a house in fucking Malibu. I'm gonna buy a house in Florida. I'm gonna buy a house in fucking the Bahamas. I'm gonna buy a house in this place. I'm gonna buy a house in that place. I'm gonna fucking have cars out the ass at all of them. I'm gonna have my own helicopter, my own fucking yachts.
You don't think they
fucking
still have
speedboats.
something like that though? You don't think that
they still like buy houses and stuff, but they don't fucking do it to the extent that they used to, because people used to like remember when we were kids, fucking people like it was like make fun of the rich people because they're fucking like fucking God, they got to show it off. Oh, they got all that money and they just got to fucking rub it in everybody's faces. Fuck those rich people. And then rich people were like, well, fucking everybody hates us now, so we're going to stop spending all of our money. And then they fucking become money addicts. And then, like, yeah, fucking people like Bill Gates will spend like $400 fucking million on a fucking mega yacht, or fucking even more than that. But, like, it's not like he's fucking, it's not like he's one of those guys fucking from the 1970s who fucking walks into the casino after getting out of his fucking Ferrari and then is like, hey, drinks for everybody, fucking like everybody around the table, get everybody drinks.
Well, and it's also, but
I'm going to throw down this big ridiculous bet that I'm probably going to lose, but I don't give a shit because fucking I'm rich.
And I'm going to, and then when I lose, I'm going to go up to the 32nd floor.
And I'm going to do a fucking big fucking pile of cocaine
and then
fuck some hookers.
And then just start shooting out of a window. I mean,
well, no, that's the kind of shit that might happen today. But.
Well, dude, you know what? Real fast on that, your smart psycho theory is holding a big old bucket of water right now. It's really holding a lot of water right now because real fast, because this was in the news like last week. This dude spent like a decade doing this. He spent over like 12 years acquiring this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so he was, and I read this thing. Now, granted, you can't diagnose people from just looking at them. Plus, especially after they got one in the head from up through their jaw, from suicide or whatever. But there was like a psychologist blog, it's not accredited to nobody. It's just like a blog. I guess they all go hang out there and fucking talk shit.
Hmm.
But one of the posts on there actually raised a very interesting point of like this dude had trauma at some point in his life and he never dealt with it. And he once he acquired the means with money and stuff like that, then he just went into this crazy fantasy of just trying to get this revenge or something. Like he was definitely on that.
The world fucked me, so I'm gonna kill
I'm
motherfuckers.
gonna fuck it. You know what I mean? Like he had so much pain or some kind of fucked up shit that happened to him. Maybe not knowing his dad. Maybe his dad did shit to him prior to when he was turned 7. Because like his dad left with the bank robber. Left when he was 7 years old or something like that. So something must have happened. Maybe he didn't get pussy in school. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like something
happened.
Something happened to him that stayed with this guy for the rest of his life. To where
just the little demon hiding in his head,
right? And then he just basically, for whatever reason, like you know, he made a success for himself, and I don't know. I mean, the way that they were breaking this down, that like it wasn't it can't even be the gambling. It wasn't even the real estate game. Like something happened to him. And it just stayed there, and he never dealt with it. And then I guess going out there and trying to make himself as rich as possible and live the good life, you know what I mean? Like just to chase the excitement. Oh, I'm gonna chase happy. You know what I mean? Like, but it's only temporary. You know what I mean? It's
well, I think it's kind of like, all right, like depression. There are people who are depressed, even though they don't have any reason to be depressed. There's people who are really successful. They have the wife, they have the kids, they have the nice cars, blah, blah. They have a really great life. And then he's going fucking look at Robin Williams. He had a fucking great life. He was a Hollywood icon. He had fucking money out the ass.
That was a little more
biological.
But that's a little bit more biological based, biology based, because he had.
But who's to say there isn't something biologically based like this guy had? Like nobody ever expected this dude to do this shit, and yet
they're studying his brain. Yeah, they're going through his brain. I don't know how much good you're gonna go through when it's got a fucking 32 up through you know, but you know whatever's left, I guess. But no, but the thing with Robin Williams is that like there could be that. The other side of it is that his version of Parkinson's was giving a dementia where it was almost like his brain was telling him fucked up shit. You know what I mean? Like. Maybe not a schizo voice in the head thing, but maybe just like an internal because I have it, dude. I have an internal monologue where it's like at times I'll just be going through. They gave him weird looks. Wait, what did he say? I didn't see the first part. He really wanted to drag in a Bentley. Steve, if only the Bentley dealership let Steve Paddock drag in a Bentley. But no, like, dude, I have it go through my head at times where I'll just sit there like I could be at the job and nothing happens that causes any frustration or causes any stress, and you just be like, you're fucking worthless. Just why are you alive? You're fucking worthless. You're ugly. You're not gonna make anything of it. Just kill yourself. That shit runs in my head, dude. Like that absolutely runs in the head. Yeah, and it's not. And again, like I want to make this specifically clear too, because it's not schizophrenia. There's not a John or a Bob or a Jane. It's not another.
It's just like internal PJ.
It's a monologue that just goes through, and it's like, now, is it biological? I can't tell. I honestly don't know. I don't know if it's biological or if it's just ingrained bad learning, bad habit. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, because when I did take medication, it would still fucking be there. You know what I mean? Like so that's why some people are thinking instead of like an antidepressant, like SSRI antidepressant type, some people have said to me like mood stabilizers, like almost lithium type shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not trying to be a zombie. You know what I mean? Like, well, no, even the lithium wouldn't be right because it just pushes you down. They got to find. But that's the thing too. I mean, it's like to try and figure this all out now at this age, like pill cocktails, and again, I'm broke. Like, how the fuck am I going to do that? Yeah,
like depression and like the whole spectrum of mental illness. We need to fucking fund more research into mental health science. And we need to fucking kill this fucking stigma related to these. Oh, you have depression? Oh, I thought that,
Well, and
it kind of weirds people out.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Well, but also let's also be
you
real.
have mental problems.
But let's also be real.
You're schizophrenic. Oh, I don't want to talk. It's like
Right.
you can't do that. Just
Right,
be like,
right,
oh,
right.
you're schizophrenic. Oh,
But let's also be real. Let's also be real about some shit too, for the sake of the fact that like it's so easy to self-medicate and quote unquote falsely self-diagnose out here.
well, yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, you're feeling down? Oh, let me go get a beer. Let me go hang with my boys. I'll smoke a little weed. I'll fucking, you know what I mean? Or maybe get my car and drive fast. Maybe go to a gun range. Maybe even fucking do, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Now there are like healthy activities one can do to distract you, but it's just a distraction. It doesn't cure it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, like I could sit there and re-enroll in the martial arts and get back into that again and go back to my old school, and it's not going to stop the whole, you know what I mean? Like, again, depending on what it is. Now, if mine is just more of like ingrained learned behavior or just conditioning, even my condition got a condition. But if it's just a conditioning thing over time, yeah, that then can be done without medication. It's not biological based. It's just you need to go learn better shit. You know, just try better shit, do better activities whenever shit comes up. But if it is biological based, maybe if it was one like a concussion I had that I didn't fucking know about, maybe some CET shit when I played sports as a kid or something, you know, like I played football and hockey. I played some violent ass sports. And
that was back before fucking.
Dude, when you got your bell rung, all you did was just get over to the bench in hockey. I can at least count at least twice per game. I would hit somebody or they would hit me, and then you get your bell rung where things are a little bit like, whoa, you're hazy. At least once or twice a game. At least once or twice a game. And I played for about a year and a half.
Yeah, that sounds like,
I was getting concussed like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
dude.
minor concussion.
Like real minor. Anything that rattles the brain inside around and
well, since that time they've found that like concussions, like they add up over time. It doesn't like that's why these fucking old wrestlers and fucking
NFL
old football
players,
they're fucking getting fucking mental problems. It's because they fucking get fucking hit in the head and get a fucking like mild concussion, and then they don't get treated for it, and like it's like cumulative. It's like, all right, this is how much concussions you can have in your lifetime, and every time you fucking then you're out of luck. Now you're like, damn, hi, I'm Vern.
Well, no, I mean,
got hit in the head a lot.
Well, no, I mean, you won't end up that way. Like, look at a guy like Junior Seau. Junior Seau was a linebacker, played all across the league. He was mostly known for the San Diego, well, now Los Angeles, but back then it was the San Diego Chargers. And then he kind of journeymaned around a little bit, won a ring with the Patriots and was there for a couple years, and that's where he ended up retiring. But he played like 13, 15 years as a middle linebacker. Like his job, and especially at the time that he played, they had a position that was more prominent called the fullback, which was the guy, like when you would fake the ball to the fullback, and then you would hand it to the halfback. Now the fullback's job is to basically go through the hole and smash whoever he sees first in another jersey, okay, and hurt that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, and it's the thing they're saying about fullbacks too. Fullbacks are having a lot of problems because these guys, all they did was just fucking block with their face. You know what I mean? Like out there run blocking. So Junior Seau is taking guys like Mike Allstott and Moose Johnson constantly coming through the middle, coming through the hole and smashing them. And then then the offensive line is trying to go second level. So he's getting hit by O lineman. And then of course if he breaks through the block or rips through the block, and then he goes and tackles the fucking Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith is lowering a fucking shoulder into your chin. You know what I mean? So that you're just getting brain racked. You know what I mean? Like your brain is just getting smashed and just shaking the fuck all over the place. I remember an incident. It was at summer camp, and they did a camp-wide capture the flag game. Like camp-wide. They did it on the soccer field, but everyone at the camp, because it was a co-ed camp, and it was like, you know, you had to like the, and it was always broken down in like schools or school grades. You know what I mean? Like you had the 5 and 6 year, or no, it'd be 6 and 7. Yeah, you had at least be kindergarten. So like there was like a kindergarten cabin, a first grader, a second grader, a third grader, fourth grader, up until like about 8th grade, up until about 14, 15 years old. And then and then those kids, like the 15 and up to 17 and 18, they were either counselors in training or they went and did the actual camp out in the woods. Like they would put everyone into fucking SUVs and drive you into the middle of nowhere in Bucks County, and that's where you did your camp for the week. So I remember they were doing this camp wide, capture the flag with jail. So like, you know, once you cross the center line, like they merged like capture the flag with dodgeball and prison break. You know what I mean? Like breakout, jailbreak and shit like that. It was a cool fucking game, you know. But I remember like I was about to cross over to center line. For whatever fucking reason, they left this fire pit there. It wasn't a permanent fire pit. It was a temporary one because you could easily just clean the fucking thing out, you know. I think it was around there. I don't know what it was, but I just remember I was running. Then all of a sudden, like I tripped, I hit my head, and then immediately the next thing I can remember, and even back then when I was a kid, because this is what I said to the counselors, I remember being at the meeting pole. I don't remember the rest of the game. I don't know who fucking won. I don't know what the fuck happened. But I just remember running around trying to like get some strategy and like kind of like, you know, 1 foot over the line and bring it back over. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that sounds like a concussion. A pretty good concussion too.
Bad one, dude. Yeah. Like and the thing is that like again, I don't remember shit from the game. I just remember, and I don't remember standing at the meeting pole. I was sitting. Everybody else was standing around for the night colors. You know what I mean? Like to you know say the because it was a Catholic camp too, so you had to say the prayers and all that. But yeah, I think back to that, dude. I think back to that shit of like that probably did some fucking damage, man. Like. Plus roughhousing in the fucking neighborhood and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like we're all trying to do WWE moves and you're getting fucking power bombed on the back of your fucking skull. You know what I mean? I remember one time a kid fucking tried to power bomb me and he brought me down on his fucking knee. The back of my head on his fucking knee. Ow. You know, and the same thing happened, dude. I was just like this, and I was just out, and then I fucking came to, and I got pissed and then punched him in the face. You know what I mean? Like, because like, you fucking asshole. Like, yeah. So I don't know, man. Like,
that's definitely punch worthy.
Yeah. So like I said, I wonder, and see, this is where some of this frustration comes into play because it's like I need an answer. You know, it may be one of those where you have to be like, hey, it is what it is, and you just got to deal with it every day from now on. But it would be nice to get some kind of like answer, so I have not for like a closure aspect, but just like fucking direction. Oh, okay. So this is biological based. So let me go get some brain scans and let me see if they can fucking do something about it. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's a blood clot or a fucking dead spot on there that they can fix or something. You know, like who the fuck knows, dude? All right, well, let's take a break.
Break time.
Yeah, because I'm
gonna play some of that guy's fucking.
Oh yeah, what was his name? Leo what?
Leo something Norwegian.
Italian. Oh, Norwegian.
Norwegian.
It seemed Italian.
Of course, he's Norwegian. Heavy metal music.
There's Italian heavy metal.
Yeah, but Norway is like the home of fucking like dark heavy metal. Let's see, what was it? Leo. Where are you, Leo? I subscribed to him. What the fuck?
Maybe with the Slacker channel and not.
No, it was definitely with this one. What the fuck? You fucking mook. I got him on fucking Spotify, so I'll just load up Spotify.
Oh, nice. All right, so when we come back, I got that gun story for you.
All right.
That I think will add some interesting tad and tidbits to it. I guess lightning around some other frustrating stuff. Yeah, so yeah, speaking of which, for the folks that are watching this, like Eric, if you got a frustrating story you want to share with us, we can Google Hangout with you if you want. It's Slacker Americana in Google, and Gmail and Google and all that. Just go to your Hangout button and then what's the keyword here? Oh yeah, search for it and like start a new conversation. That's what it is. Start a new conversation. Type Slacker space Americana in, and then it'll pop up, and it'll say, "Hey, you want to talk to this guy?" And we'll be like, "No," because he's an asshole. It'd be good to test the mix minus out too. I mean, we tested it on our own, but you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got that. Like I said, there's a couple lightning round of frustrating stuff, especially in the sports world, because
This one.
yeah, well, his name is Leo.
Well, he has two different things up here.
Yeah, he's so spicy. How do you make that more of a metal cover? Blast beats.
He even did a metal cover of "Shake It Off" by.
That's awesome. That's that. Okay, that's kind of awesome. Just start with the top, dude. Just fucking run it. Just start at the top.
Hold on, I want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, most of these songs are entirely done by this guy.
Oh, he downtuned. That's what it was. He went to fucking Q Farp. All right, so this is Leo something. We'll look it up when we get back. All right, smoke break. We'll be back.
Be back, folks.
Yeah.
You.
All right, for the
We're
little bit
back.
that I heard, that is pretty tough.
Yeah. Dude's got some skill. He actually he took R. Kelly's I Believe I Could Fly and made that pretty fucking rockin' too.
Oh yeah, that's actually. So before I do the gun story, it's a fucked up story too. It's a bit of a fucked up. Hang on, let me take the hood off. Frustration things. Yeah. So you've probably seen them fucking Me Too posts going out there. Hashtag Me Too.
Yeah.
Dude, some of the people that I've seen, like I've known some of the stories because some of the young ladies and young women have told me, but then I've been seeing other ones. I'm like, oh my God, really? Holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking bad, dude. Like, dudes are busted. Dudes are seriously fucking busted. Like, and I can understand, I can see the frustration on the part of women because it's like, you know, how can you sit there and function in society today where you're constantly just being objectified and oogled? You know, like you and I will sit there and be like, oh man, that girl's cute. I wish I talked to her. Yeah, like real fast. The Red Bull. What's the Red Bull?
Red Bull chick.
Yeah, real fast. Just real fast on that. Real fast. What was it? You went to Wawa.
Yeah, I went to Wawa. I walk into Wawa, and this Red Bull delivery chick walks in. She's got blonde hair. She was one of those chicks that was like so cute that like she could like, and like stylish that she even made her work uniform look fucking like, look good. And it's just frustrating because it's like, damn. I'm a broke ass motherfucker. I couldn't even take that chick on a date if I wanted to.
On some dick? Wait, what?
No, that's not what I said. I couldn't take that chick on a date if I even wanted to. And it's just frustrating. Like, yeah, I can understand. Like, there are some guys out there that are fucking.
And let's just say this.
up.
Let's just say this real fast too. Like, yeah, you don't need money to date somebody. You know what I mean? You don't need
Well,
money.
you need some.
Well, no, well,
I
no,
mean, you can't ask a girl out on a date and be like, "Hey, yeah, you're paying."
yeah, but
like,
yeah, but no, but it matter in terms of like you don't necessarily quote unquote need money to have a relationship with somebody. Yeah, I mean, when it goes through the ritual of courting and dating and so forth, yeah, you need money, or you can be clever and like, hey, we took a walk around the park. You know what I mean? Like the Jill Scott song. But what I'm trying to do is like to give you a little bit of a on it. You know what I'm saying? Is the sake that like guys like you and I, like we sit there and it's we're trying to be secure in our situation first before we go and bring anybody else in. You know what I mean? Because what good are we to that other person if we're not secure in our situation?
yeah.
You know, and but the
But
thing,
you and I are fucking. I don't know. It seems like you and I are a dying breed of guys because there's a lot of fucking just sleazeball fucking guys out there.
I know, dude, and that's the thing. Is like, I mean, I know I say this to you is like to try and cheer you up on it, or at least look at it from a different perspective, which is like, dude, we know guys that are broke as shit, that are in the past at least, you know, guys over the course of the past and in our time that are just broke as shit. They shitty people or have shitty attitudes about stuff, and yet they still seem to be dating. You know what I mean? Like I think it's just a mind over matter type. I don't know. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I don't know what it is. Like
maybe it's just the fact that they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
and it's like, hey, well, this guy's thinking, so hey, let me go find some fucking trim. You know what I mean? Like, or some shit like that. Like, but yeah, that's got to be, like I said, it has to be frustrating for women for the sake of the fact that just like you can't sit there and go out and function or go to your job. You know what I mean? Like, without the cat call shit and this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Like, and what are we gonna do? Like, all right, well, if you don't want attention, then watch what you're wearing. Why would you say that to somebody?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like they can fucking wear whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
Like,
you know, like
have some fucking self control. Like
that's the key.
that's,
Yeah.
like I can't tell you how many times I've been down the city and there's just dudes just standing. Yo, what's up, shorty? Yo. Oh, she ain't paying. Oh, look, yo, hey. Let me get your number. Yo,
Like,
what's the measurements, bitch? Like,
oh yeah, that's gonna get her.
it's like, yeah, dude, fucking, you're just a fucking sleazeball who's fucking desperate and fucking like I don't even understand the justification for that shit because I've been single for a long fucking time and I'm not out there like, yo, let me hit that, yo, oh shit, what's up, shorty? I'm not fucking one of those dudes.
No,
Like I don't understand how these guys get to the point where they're like, fucking, all right, if it's got two legs and a vagina, I'm gonna try and smash, and it's like, like, dude, fucking, like, have some self restraint, motherfucker. Like,
jerk off.
and like,
go jerk off.
And like, the worst is like the guys who take it even further than that. They're like fucking like trying to force that shit. Like, I think that chick's fucking. I want to smash that, so I'm gonna follow her down the street, and I'm gonna yo, come on, let me get your number. Yo, come on.
Right,
it's like,
right.
just fucking leave her alone, dude. She doesn't. She's not interested. If she was interested, she'd probably like, hey, you know.
Well,
Like, she
yeah.
ain't. She's like, get the fuck away from me.
Right, and like I got someone close to me that put her story up, and it was just like recently too, and basically she's out doing her thing, shopping, and like some toothless motherfucker, like 50-year-old motherfucker, comes up to her, and it's just like just, you know, kicking game, and then she says, "Hey, I'm married," and she is, and dude she's married to is fucking, you know, awesome dude, you know, even though he's a Pittsburgh fan, won't hold that against him. Fucking Yinzers, but more or less, like, you know, she's just like trying to go about her day, and this dude's just basically like bothering the shit out of her. I don't know if it's her. I don't want to use the word harass because it's not like this dude's still hitting her up.
Yeah.
That, you know, not like he's following her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna follow her home.
but it was just like, you know, he's sitting there and he was like, "Yo, take my number, like in case things with you and your mans don't work out, and you and your husband don't work out, you know, and I'll be there if you need anything." And it's like what the fuck is that shit?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, what the fuck is that bullshit, dude? You found out she married. All right, move on. Like, I don't get that shit. PJ, remember that story I posted on Facebook last summer about my friend getting a flat tire? Vaguely. Might need you to call in on this one, but I think the way it went, and maybe you could edit it here for me live. He had a friend, female friend. She had a flat tire, and then like all these dudes like offered to fucking help or some shit like that. But like I think she was handling it on her own, and Eric, you got to refresh my memory because it basically ended up where all these dudes like just were helping, not for the sake of like, oh, I'm gonna help this chick with this tire. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna help this chick with this tire, and then I'm gonna get that pussy later. You know what I mean? And then like they ended up like a switch flipping, and then they just going off on her, like fuck you, bitch. Blah, blah, blah.
Bitch, I changed your tire. And you're not gonna let me smash that.
It's something along those lines. Like I said,
if Eric, that's what it is, those fucking people are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna call on nice guys. If you see a fucking dude fucking doing this shit to a chick, and fucking treating her like fucking piece of meat, fucking be like, yo, dude, fucking leave her alone. Come on, bro.
Step up.
Yeah, step the fuck up. Fucking, no matter what happens, even if the dude fucking like gets all violent and shit, just be like, yo, fucking look, dude, the chick doesn't fucking like, because like I don't want fucking some feminist coming at me and being like, oh, fucking, oh, women can handle themselves. It's like, look, fucking men are supposed to be fucking protectors. That's fucking.
He said he's gonna call. You want to bring up?
That's what our fucking like.
Yeah, Eric, give us like 1 second. We're gonna bring up
whether
the
people want to
hangout.
fucking admit that we're fucking, Here, I gotta.
Yeah, just give us like 1 second.
Yeah, give us 1 second. But like,
yeah, but that
we're not as advanced of a species as people think. Like, we still have those fucking primal fucking things.
Well, fuck yeah.
Where like men like, it's not like we don't think women can fucking defend themselves. It's we don't want women to have to defend themselves. We're like the protector. Like look at deer. If you go up to a group of deer, the buck is gonna be like, yo, you're fucking with my bitches. Like, no, dude, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck's your problem, dude? I know this personally because I fucking scared off a deer at the buck's bitches, and he fucking wanted to kick my ass.
Here's the thing. What you described with that buck. Okay, here's what you are kind of setting up here too with it is the sake of the primalness, because the buck thinks he has ownership over them bitches, quote unquote.
Well, yeah, in his sense,
right, and that's the thing is that like you said,
we're further along, but we're not like we haven't completely eliminated the inherent need to defend women in general.
Well, no,
like, we don't see them as ours, but we would see it as like, yo, look, I'm bigger than her, I'm stronger than her, I could probably fucking, take fucking getting punched in the face better, because that's just the way men think. It's, like, oh, we generally think we're tougher than we are.
yeah.
And
I mean,
so it's like we want to protect them.
No, it's definitely like you said. It's the biology like mashing with modern society. Because look, let's also remember there was a time, and it wasn't all that fucking long. Look, I'll give you an example, dude. Like there was a time, and it's not all that long ago, where women who were 16 years old were getting married off.
Yeah.
Like. Now, granted, it would be like to an 18-year-old or 19-year-old guy. You know what I mean? Like, but that was like you could probably go and ask a lot of our you could probably go and ask a lot of which one has to come up, the first one or the second one? Second one.
Yeah. No,
that one.
That one. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, buddy.
Can you hear us?
Oh, you got a set. Hang on 1 second, brother.
Un momento, por favor.
Yeah, you got to set.
Default microphone. US audio codec.
No.
Oh, wait. That's right.
That one.
That one. Okay. And then. Yeah.
All right. Let's try this. Hey, bud. Yeah, we got you. You got us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear
you. All right.
It fucking works. It fucking works. Can you see us too?
Yeah, I see you.
It fucking works.
Sweet.
It fucking works.
Actually works.
Holy shit.
Sweet.
So,
all right, let's
I don't
bring you
think
up
they
on
celebrated that much when they got like the connection with the moon landing.
I don't know.
They might have.
It sounded similar.
Yeah. It fucking worked. No, we're filming this shit in the basement of a Hollywood studio.
Right.
So real fast on the line with us, we got Eric Kaplan, formerly of Wizard Eye, now of Thunderbird Divine. And for the regular 2 listeners we have, unfortunately one of them's on the line with us. But for the other regular listener and watcher, you may remember Eric from the video Eric's Epic Dreads from when we first started.
Yeah.
When he showed Vern the Beard of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
That as I refer to as
fucking epic ass dreads, man.
so
Yeah.
so
They're here.
So, real fast, because we're getting up to 20 minutes here. You had a story about hashtag me too story, and I remember seeing this last year, but I'm so vague on the details. So why don't you just break it out for us here real quick?
I'll break it down for you. So, this woman was at a funeral, and to set it up, just pop my ear thing off. Attractive young black woman drives a Mercedes sports car, Vern, an older Mercedes sports car, 2-door coupe.
There you go, bro.
Nice.
Really sharp little car. She was coming home from a funeral. So, she's coming home from a fucking funeral. She still has the thing on the car that says funeral on it.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, the tag. Yeah.
Okay. She's dressed in black. She's got the hat on, the whole 9. And it's a family funeral. So she was, not in the mood for any fucking shenanigans, right?
Banana
Gets a flat tire. Right. So she gets a flat tire on 76 right before you get to Route 1.
Oh, okay.
So she's sitting
my neighborhood near me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I know exactly. I know that intersection too
like-
goddamn well.
Right. So she's got so she gets a flat there. She pulls over. She calls me up. She's like, "Can you believe this shit? I have a flat tire." And I'm like, "Oh, well, and her cousin owned a tow truck company." So she's like, "I'm just going to call my cousin. He'll send one of the trucks to come and get me. No sweat," right? I'm like, "Okay." And it was really hot. It was in the summertime. So she's like, "I'm just going to sit in the car with the air conditioning on and wait for this car to come, my truck to come." About 5 minutes later, she's like, "Oh, someone's pulling over for me." I'm like, "Oh, I guess that's nice. Chivalry's not dead, I suppose."
Yeah, help a
And,
fellow passenger traveler on the road and shit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So dude walks over to her, knocks on her window. She opens the window. He's like, "Oh, do you need a hand? I see you have a flat there." And she's like, "No, I'm good. I have a tow coming. So thank you. But, no, thank you." And the guy's like, "You sure? You sure you don't need anything?" She's like, "No, I'm good. You want a drink of water? You want I have cooler full of water in my car and stuff." "No, I'm good. I'm good." "Okay. Well, tell you what, here's my number. Call me later once your car situation gets fixed up. Maybe we can go out later."
Go hit my
And
number.
she's like, and she's just being polite. So she just goes like, "Sure. Okay, fine." Takes the guy's card. The guy leaves. And she gets back on the phone with me. She's like, "Dude was trying to holler at me, and I'm sitting in a car with a flat tire after I just told him, like, this is some bullshit." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? Well, at least he wasn't rude. He left." She's like, "Yeah, good point." Probably 2 minutes later, another car stops. Another dude gets out, comes over. Same exact spiel. I want to tell you that this girl had no fewer than 8 people pull over.
Now,
And
real
dude-
fast. Back up in the
Mhm.
story here. Flat tire, funeral. So yeah, it's summertime. It's daylight, but she's sitting in the car. So it's not like
Mhm.
they can sit there and fucking make a quick assess. It's not like she's standing outside and they're like, "Yo," you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but you can tell by look. You don't have to see her from more than like the honestly, from like the bust up to know that she's a pretty girl.
but it almost seems like
Hmm.
these guys would drive by slow, look over, then pull the fuck over.
Yep.
So they would pull over after her car, past her car.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's
they
not-
always came back.
Oh, yeah, 8 fucking times. Now I remember this now.
Wait, this gets better. So, the one guy pulls over and has like an old panel van, like the kind that you would put like free candy on the side of and like freak people out with,
Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
And the guy comes over, he's like, "You okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm good. Like, I have a tow coming." The same spiel, right? And the
Yeah.
guy's like, "Well, I could get in and wait with you." And she said,
What?
"No, I don't really need anyone to wait with me. I'm good, man. I'm good." And she's like, and the guy tries the door, like tries to open the door. And she's like, "It's locked. I'm not letting you in. Like, thank you, but no thank you. You could leave." So the guy stands outside of the car, like next to her window, trying to continue talking to her. She won't open the door more than like an inch or so, the window more than an inch or so, because this guy already tried to get in once.
Right.
So she's
Yeah.
like, fuck this shit. So that guy finally leaves. Then a fucking Sanford and Son truck, exactly. Like all rusted out with like, the big what do you call it? Fence stakes in the back that hold all the shit in the back of it.
Yo,
Yeah.
if that car's abandoned, we gonna scrap this bitch.
Right. That pulls over and parks in front of her. The guy comes over, does the same spiel. Instead of going away, he sits next to her driver's side door on the ground
What?
and won't leave.
Dude, you believe this shit?
See,
So finally, the cops come because there's a car sitting by the side of the road, and they want to make sure she's okay. When the cops come, the guy still won't leave.
Hmm.
He's like, and he starts saying like, "That's my girl in the car. We had an argument. She won't let me back in the car."
Holy
now that's
shit.
some psycho shit right there.
And then she's like, "How the fuck do I not let you back in the car? What's that truck up there then? What's that truck that's up at the end of, further up the highway? Whose truck is that? Why is that sitting there? Does that, like, maybe get his information, And the cop finally made the guy go away. And then, of course, her cousin came by and took her car. But, like,
That's
she
fucking
was only
crazy.
out there she wasn't out there for more than like a half hour. And I was on the phone with her through the entire, thing.
Right.
It was like eight dudes and one woman stopped. And the woman was just as creepy as the guys.
That's
That's so weird, man. Like, and this is like I said, if you've been watching the show since the beginning, there, Eric from
Mhm.
Thunderbird Divine, who's on the line with us here, real quick. Check them out on Facebook. You got real fast. You got the new shit recorded? About to drop it, or?
Well, actually, we haven't recorded yet, but we will be soon. We have very fortunate to like have some good things in place to work with that. We have a guy to produce this record. We're gonna do a 4-song EP. I'm not supposed to talk about. where
Oh
it's
yeah,
coming
no.
out.
We'll have to bring you.
But we'll be recording it soon, and
Okay.
I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be good.
So yeah, we'll definitely have to bring him around when that time happens. And then
Yeah,
shit,
definitely.
we have to get you to play the fucking basement too, man. We got to get you guys
I
and
love playing in basements.
you and fucking Kevin Mack there from Age of Truth.
I heard his new record today.
Fucking good, dude.
Yeah, that guy's good, man.
Dude, the whole thing sounds great.
Yeah, it's really good. Well, I mean, he's got an all-star cast. He's got guys who used to be in a band called Sons of Soil back in the day, who were like Philly Stoner Rock before Philly Stoner Rock was Philly Stoner Rock.
Yeah.
And Kevin, I remember him from back in Crossbone Pie. So, like, I
That's
played
a
gigs
hell-
with him
that's a
back when
hell-
he was in that band.
I was gonna say that's a hell of a name to fucking reference right there.
Yeah, no, I
Crossbow.
remember when he was in that band. Okay, I remember when they changed their name to Tidewater Grain and
Yep.
had songs on the radio and shit. Oh man, I'm an old ass motherfucker, so I know.
And you were the, and
Um,
real fast. We'll definitely get back to our topic here, but you were
Uh-huh.
you were the guys, like, to give you some perspective, Ern. These were the guys that I would read about in the fucking
Mm.
local magazines, and I would be like, I want to fucking be there one day and
Mm.
fucking play and open for these dudes and shit. Cottonmouth DN and fucking
Yeah.
Tidewater, Crossbone, all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the and now I interview him on. Now I just interview him on YouTube. I mean, that's
Yeah.
So
Yeah, look at us.
yeah, we. So the thing was like a half hour, 8 dudes, including one woman, all with the
Mhm.
same type of MO, where it was just this really pushy, like
Mhm. Creepy.
like creepy. Is it fair to say that like they try to do that game of like we were saying before you called in, yo, I'm gonna help her out and then I'm gonna get this puss later. Like they think it's like a porn movie or some shit where it's like a porno plot.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Well,
only
alright.
this is the only thing I could like think in my head of like I'm only gonna do this for this traveler, not because I want to make sure somebody's safe, is because I'm gonna be getting something out of this. I'm getting them digits, I'm getting them guts, I'm getting that trim. You know what I'm saying? Like
Sounds-
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just this thing of male entitlement in general, especially in Western society. Men feel like, like you said, I'm going to do this favor and then she's going to owe me a favor.
Yeah, and that favor
You know what I
going
mean?
that favor is wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right. The favor, yeah, exactly. And then like the only thing she could possibly pay me back with would be sex because that's all women have to offer.
right,
You
or
know,
that's what
it's an
I want.
incredible.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
it's
and why is that what you want? Because that's all women are good for.
right, right. The
You know what I mean?
the
That
objective, the objectification, the objectifying of it. Like, I
Mhm.
do gotta admit here, like when I was younger, I did have some of that weird, creepy vibe to it, where it was just like, oh, I'm gonna do this for her, and then we're gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend, and then like it was in like the
Yeah.
mid 20s or so, where I was just
Mhm.
like, fuck all that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it's just fuck all that, because I just found myself just running around, just running around for the sake of running and fuck around. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and it was dumb, because it's like, oh, I'm going out there and spending money for my personal experience to what? Sit there and get let down because of some dumb expectation I have in my head of like, this chick's coming home with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, now it's just like, now I'm just in my advanced age. I'm honestly at a point where, like, yeah, I mean, I've expressed my own personal frustration of like, oh, you know, it'd be nice to be married at this point and have a family or some shit like that. But it's also like, I'm not sitting there and looking at it in terms of like, well, it's their fault. You know what I mean? No, it's
yes,
not.
because you're also not
'Cause-
an insane motherfucker. I mean, like,
But
you know what
Eric,
I
real
mean? Like,
fast, I hate to cut you off, but
Mhm.
real fast though, like there is like somewhat of an online movement in some of the younger men's culture on the internet where they call it involuntary celibacy. They call themselves incels, which basically means, oh, the reason why I'm celibate, quote unquote, is not anything to do with me. It's because all these women out here are fucked up. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's that whole typical, I'm not the one with the problem. Everyone else has the problem.
yeah,
you
well,
know-
you know that thing about pointing your finger?
What?
When you point your finger at someone,
Oh,
you've
3
got
point
pointing
back at you. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
3
I
point-
mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, right. Yeah, it's everyone else's fault.
Right.
Talk about a fucking like maniac way to behave.
Mm.
You know, it's that entitlement, and also men are indoctrinated from a young age. It's like, it's all the same shit. Like, look, we get told from an early age what it means to be a man.
Oh
right?
yeah, yep.
Right. So what does it mean to be a man? I mean, some of the shit is good. Like, don't give up. Be strong, stand up for yourself, be brave. Those things are great. But then you get this other fucked up shit where it's like, and like, women don't know what they want. You have to tell them what they want. And like there's a lot of kids who grow up hearing that, and like, I remember being as young as like 9 or 10 years old and hearing kids my age saying like, fucking women, man. And I'm like, dude, we're 10.
Yeah, we're playing.
You know what I mean?
The most exposure you would have at women at that point is She-Ra from He-Man and your fucking GI Joes. You know what I'm saying?
You don't
Like,
know anything about women. You're a kid. They're kids.
Yeah, they're not
You know,
even
I
women.
remember-
Yeah.
I remember being as young as 10 and hearing shit like that. So just imagine being continually indoctrinated with that kind of influence throughout your life. You grow up thinking, like, those are the guys who wake up and say, oh, happy wife, happy life. As if to say, like, women are so different from men that you just have to give them what they want or they're going to make you miserable.
Right. Well, and it's also too, like, even from a guy's, I'll say this from a guy's perspective with that old phrase, like, it's just stupid from Jump Street for the sake that, like, even if you aren't if you're not an abusive piece of shit, manipulative piece of shit, or who's that? Is that Rob? Hey,
Yeah.
Robbie. Another member of Philadelphia music royalty.
This is true. This is true.
But it's also in terms of like the sake of the fact that like you're basically setting yourself up to just be walked over by said woman anyway, or anybody else in your life. Not that the women are, again, not that women are programmed to walk over motherfuckers like that, but it's just like you're just you're setting yourself up to be like the quote unquote cuck of the relationship, where it's like, oh, I'm only here for this other person. Fuck me, in a sense.
Well, I mean, there's that element of it, and also that it's not masculine to like have desires for like things that like women would explain like traditionally want, right? So like, for example, like oh, the wife wants this color faucet or this kind of paint in this room, or she wants this kind of countertop. So like, I don't care because I'm a guy. I don't worry about like that kind of shit. So happy wife, happy life. She can have her, whatever marble countertop. Even if you don't fucking like marble countertops, like give your wife the marble countertop, because otherwise you'll never stop hearing about it because she's going to be a bitch.
Right. Instead of actually
You know?
like, instead of sitting there and being like, all right, well, I see what you want, hon, and here's what I'm thinking about. Let's try and meet in the middle. I mean, isn't
Right.
it too?
Quartz is just as nice.
You know what I mean? Like, don't bring that microfiber shit around here.
Right. Uh-huh.
But that's the whole point of a quote unquote relationship, in the sense that it is two people. It's not
Right.
this subservient. It's two co-equal branches in a sense. It's like government in a way. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. There's the checks and balances. Like hopefully you find somebody who is a good match for you, who like tempers your sort of tendency. Like if you have a tendency, I'm going to go ahead and say, PJ, guess that maybe like you might have the tendency to fly off the handle and be like emotional.
yeah,
Just because I know I am, and we have a lot in common.
right.
Right. So let's just say, on your side, you're going to be like more likely to be like, like emotional response and like, fuck this shit. God damn it. Rah, rah, rah. Hopefully you get a partner who's like, okay, well, let's look at this objectively. How does this actually affect us, and in what way does this really warrant a fuck this shit response? Because if it is a fuck this shit response, let's go get them. Right. But if you have a person like that, chances are pretty likely that you're not going to be saying shit like happy wife, happy life.
Right.
You're going to be like, I had to talk about this with my girl because I really don't know. Like we make decisions together.
You basically,
what I mean?
I was gonna say, you basically just described my parents. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, and that's what I think why they've been together for so long, since high school.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
I definitely get my pop's personality, the fucking hey old school paisan, hey this fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then my mom, who my middle brother takes more after her personality, quiet, stoic, calculating. In the good way, very thought. Not that I'm not thoughtful, but I like to think with the mouth. You know, that's why I think they're like the like a perfect couple in that sense, because Pop brings the fire. You know, he's the lightning, mom's the thunder. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's a good setup that they got. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like you said, there are times where Pop will come home and he's all pissed off, and he's ready to go. And then she would sit there and be like, all right, let's talk through this and let's find out. And then she would actually help point him, either talk him down and be like, you know what, you're right. It's not to get all fucking hype about, or point him at the right target, you know?
Right. Or at least strategize. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Right?
And then, but I'll say this. When my mom's pissed off about something, she knows that she got the pit bull on leash. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows she got fire right behind her. Be like, you know, you sure you want to do this? Like,
Because if you do, then it's on. Yeah.
yeah. Hey,
Right.
hey,
That's a
hun.
partnership.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting into the positive stuff, which is nice. But the thing is like, it's because we got to wrap here soon.
Yeah.
But the thing that just stinks though is that, like, I mean, not to make it sound in the same vein that them incel retards fucking say their shit, but I think them 8 people that you describe with your friend ruin it for guys like us.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
is that
I
a
mean,
fair assessment? Is that a fair thing to say? Like,
I wouldn't say they ruin it for guys like us, because like, guys like us can still have relationships and meet people. I think what it is the people who are worth meeting for you, because look, wow, this is going to sound super fucked up.
go for it.
There is no excusing behavior of men who are touching people when they don't want to be touched, catcalling, all of that shit. There's no good excuse for it. It's poor breeding, it's poor taste, it's shit attitudes. But the knife cuts both ways, right? It's a double-edged blade. There's a lot of women who buy into the same shit.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And so
okay.
they don't want a guy who's a cuck, right?
Right.
So like they don't want no pussy guy who's going to cry when they're upset or be too excited when they're happy. They want a strong silent type. And if you aren't like more than 6 feet tall and have ripped abs and act like a man, which means like you don't cry, you don't get too excited about shit.
I ride a bull to work.
Right, right. You know, the motherfuckers who say shit like "I work hard and I play harder." Man,
Oh,
fuck
God.
you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but that's what they want. They want some dude like that.
Bravado.
Those women are just as bad for guys like us as guys who are assholes and like let me holla. Can I holla, bitch? Bitch, let me holla. Can I holla? Can I holla? Can I holla? Like
Let me
those
holla at
guys
you.
are
Holla,
awful
holla,
too.
holla, 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 holla.
Exactly. So those guys ruin it for us, but they don't really ruin it for us because anyone worth being with, you could talk to like a regular fucking person, like we're
Yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
right now,
Yeah, yeah,
and
and
yeah.
have a good discourse with. So, like, honestly, I don't thank those guys for being like that because they're fucking dirtbags. However, that shit just makes me look better because I don't do that.
Yeah.
Right, right.
I
You
think
know what I mean? Like every day, like a girl that I'm with can turn and go, "Well, see, you're not one of those fucking guys. I'm lucky."
yeah.
You know what I mean? And and
I
Vern,
also
to your
think.
point,
I also
you
wrote.
don't have to have
Okay, go ahead.
you know. That's all I'm saying. Like to your point, you don't have to be balling to like to talk to girls. If you're straight up for it off the top, the right one will be like, yeah, you know what? He's in a situation right now. He doesn't have a lot of money, but he's got a good soul. He's a good-hearted man.
Hmm.
Women appreciate that. You may not get like whatever Kate Upton that way. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But you'll get a girl that you like and that likes you, and like that's it. Like you know what I mean? Like having someone in your corner, that's more than anything.
You just hit a very good thing when you just said that Kate Upton stuff.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it's on both sides. Oh God, I can't
Mhm.
believe I just said that statement. It's both sides, both sides.
Hmm.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands. Both sides.
But yeah, the thing is expectations. That's
Mhm.
I think is a fucked up thing that really seriously has to get addressed with a lot of folks. Like they got to sit there and temper expectation. They got to get more realistic on expectation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you
Absolutely.
mentioned, like the dude's going to sit there and be like, I need that Kate Upton looking chick. I need that fucking Shakira chick. Well, that's me.
Right.
But like you said also earlier in a second there, like women like, oh, he's got to have this money. He got to be 6 feet tall. And he's got to be blah, 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 blah. It's like, I honestly think, and I joke around with this, and I know I use the term, but it's not, it's more directed towards the dudes. But I think straight up online dating, I think OkCupid, I even think the early the early set of MySpace where you can go through and click and set people's stats for search, age, race, body type. I mean, MySpace had body type on there and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That was a landmine though.
What's that?
The body type was a landmine.
But the but the thing is that this online world and how technology, of course, we can go deeper on other aspects, but for this one right here with online dating, internet, technology, it's led people to have this build a bitch workshop mentality. You know what I mean? Like where she's got to be half Asian and half black. She got to have red hair. She got to be into these bands. She got to have this body type. She got to make this money. She got to be into these books, this music, this style of movie. She got to play video games. She can't have the blah, blah. And everyone sits there and they go and they click on the filters and then they hit refresh and then they think, oh, okay, well this is the perfect woman for me. You know what I mean? Or this is the perfect man for me. And like I said, I think that's screwing it up. Like the fact that we're not talking in bars no more or going up like
there's still the bar dating scene.
I don't think it's as prevalent. I think it's more supplemented by Tinder though. Like I think it's gotten more into where people have like for example, like when you go on a first date now, this is what some people have been writing about. Like first dates off of like Tinder and shit like that. Like it's basically a job interview for the actual first date.
Yeah, it's
you know, like it's because you had
stupid.
you had no time. Like, yo, I just met this person waiting for the bus, and we struck up a conversation, and now, hey, this is great. Let's actually go out and hang out together one night.
Well, see,
you know, like
one of the problems with this whole online dating thing is like you searching all these parameters and shit for like shit that you sometimes you meet a chick that you wouldn't think is the chick for you, and you know. Like
there is that.
Look at me and my one ex. You know,
just first name's fine. First name's fine.
Well, me and Robin. She
Okay,
was a little hippie chick. I'm a metalhead dude. You know, like I mean, sure we were both fucking stoners, but like
the weed that brings us together.
like if somebody knew her and somebody knew me, they wouldn't like separately. They wouldn't expect us to have gotten together and been together for 2.5 fucking years.
But you also had the ability that you guys were talking because you met out of a common social situation with the mall rat deal.
Yeah.
Like what's happening now is that like swipe right, swipe right, swipe. Oh, I like you. I don't know if it's left or right. I don't know that shit. You know what I mean? So it's like swipe right, don't like. Oh, I like you. Boom. And then you start sending a message like, hey, let's meet at Dawson's at fucking happy hour. Okay. And then you start it's like blind date. But you actually see the motherfucker before you go on the blind date. Like it's so weird now. It's so weird now.
Seeing each other across a crowded room isn't as much of a thing anymore.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and I think a lot of more relationships.
I met her by gazing at her across a crowded internet website.
Yeah. But of all the websites in all the world,
buildabitch.com.
You stumbled into buildabitch.com. I was out there trolling and slophole.com, and there you were.
Dragoning.com.
Dragondate.com.
I had my share of Honda Civics, but she
was a Lamborghini in a world of Civics.
Excuse me, sir. Do you mind if I talk to your Lamborghini for a minute?
That bitch is a straight Yugo, son.
Oh shit, dude! What a
Man,
way!
how you gonna be hitting them busted ass Hondas and shit?
Yo, you came in here with a Ford. You left me for a fucking Ford. Are you serious?
Yo, did I see you with a Pacer last week?
Yo, I don't know.
What are you laughing at? I saw you with a Gremlin.
Yo, I don't. Yo,
fucking just dude's got a muffler in his room. That's the equivalent of a fleshlight.
That's gonna happen.
Shut it down.
Someone is gonna modify.
Shut it down. Vern wins the show. Vern wins the show. I'm sorry. Shut it down. Holy shit, dude! Yo, he got all these different mufflers. He got a truck muffler. He got a sport muffler. Yo, I'm feeling a little quick tonight. Yo, let me see the racing package.
I'm feeling like that Ford 150 muffler over there.
No, that sounds like some kind of Jeffrey Dahmer shit where he's got like mufflers and tailpipes around the room. It's like someone's gonna CSI that motherfucker. Dragon CSI.
Dragoning CSI.
He's got like a
SVU.
He's got a
SUV.
He's got a. He's got a fucking muffler in a pit, and he's got like WD-40 in a basket. He's like, put the WD-40 on the skin, or it gets the hood.
He's torturing mufflers.
He's got like a carburetor under his arm.
He sits there stroking a bell housing. Yes, you will do as you're told. Oh shit!
Oh man, and he's like assembling a car out of parts.
And they're like mismatched parts from like different brands of cars and shit.
And he like puts the parts on himself, and he's like, "I'd drive me."
He's wearing car fenders on his shoulders. He's got like a hood as a backpack.
He's got like a steering wheel in the middle of his chest.
He's wearing like shitty homemade flip flops made out of old car tires.
Dude, that is the best line though, Aaron. That is, I drive me hard. Holy
man.
Shit, dude! What a way to end it.
What a show!
What a way to fucking end it. Yeah, I gotta hurry up and get to the corner. Eric from Thunderbird Divine.
Thanks for joining us again.
Thanks, brother. And I mean, thank you for quote unquote. Thank you for the story. But yeah. I mean, it's fucked, dude. Like, and again, like I keep hating to say the frustrated line, but it just seems like it's not going to get better. Like there has to be something. I mean, maybe the Weinstein, maybe the news. The now official news that Weinstein was a creep. You know, maybe because again, everyone fucking knew. Anyone in Hollywood that sits there and says, "Well, I didn't know this," fuck you. Everybody fucking knew.
Yeah, I think Courtney Love even said something about it like 12 years ago.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, and the thing is now that it's public, because that one chick went and she wore the wire, and she was able to get at least the audio of him being a creep to her. So it's just verifying all these stories. So the hope now is that like maybe this could change some shit, dude. Maybe they could sit there and maybe you could throw the name Harvey. Yeah, don't be a Harvey. Start shaming motherfuckers. Don't be a fucking Harvey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know though. Like, it has to, something massive has to happen culturally. It just does.
Well, nice guys need to fucking, step in. Like, if they see a guy harassing a fucking woman, step in and be like, yo, dude, look, she doesn't want, if it's
yeah,
obvious,
she said, fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, you know
going,
what?
dude.
Like, I don't want to drag you guys off into another tangent, but I just heard from a friend of mine that she was working, she's a promoter, and she was at work, she was at a bar. Someone put something in her drink. And, she fucking came to, she came 2-3 hours later.
Is this a bar?
Like
is the bar that this young lady works at? Is this Dingbats?
No, this isn't in Philly.
That's what I'm saying. Is it in Jersey?
No. I mean, it's like not. It's in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, no. She came 2-3 hours later in a dressing room, vomiting like madly. She decided to take herself to the ER because she's like, I lost 3 hours. I don't know what happened. And she said, like, I definitely woke up wearing less than what I was wearing when I first got there.
Holy shit.
That's
like,
fucked.
the ER, like the doctors in the ER looked at her and they're like, yeah, there's nothing to indicate that we should do a rape kit. However, her legs, her thighs and her hips and her back are all bruised. I mean, it's clear something happened, but they can't tell what. I mean, this just happened. Like this shit still happens. So yeah, like, and you know what? Here's the thing: as good guys, quote, whatever good guys means, responsible people who don't act like fucking maniacs and don't do fucked up shit. Like that's, I don't know, like good guys is like encapsulates that well enough.
Yeah.
We can't control that. Some fucking criminal is still going to put a shit in somebody's drink because, you know what I mean? But like, certainly, like, if that dude is bothering a chick and, you just go like, yo, man, she said fuck off. So fuck off, dude. Like, come on, man. Like, be that, like, when I heard that story, all I wanted to do was go down there and turn back time. And like, she's not my girlfriend or anything like that. But all I wanted to do was like turn back time and find the people who were doing that to her. And I'm not even I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a big dude, but all I wanted to do was like put my foot in all of their asses and say like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Pull
and
a
it's
Red
not just
Foreman.
because I'm protecting.
Pull a Red Foreman. Red Foreman.
Absolutely.
Foots and
And
asses.
it's not even yeah. And it's more along the lines of like, what's wrong with you? Why do you have to do that to people? Like, what made you that way?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that, like, that's really the
I'll tell you what it was. I'll tell you what it was. What it was, Eric, is when dudes are younger, be a man. You know what I mean? Like, go, you go get the girlfriend. She takes care of you. Find a wife that takes care of you. Make her happy. Blah, blah. It's all that shit, dude. It's all that program. But we got to run because I got to get to the bus. So.
All right, man. You guys, good.
All right. Thank you, Eric, for chiming in with that, for the contribution.
Thanks for joining us.
It's I just put the link in the chat, but it's facebook.com /Thunderbird Divine.
Correct.
Yeah, is that the whole thing? Hang on, let me just
that ought to do it.
Yeah, Thunderbird Divine. That's it. No spaces.
Yeah.
So definitely check him out. They got some new shit coming up hopefully soon in the future.
Yeah.
He's got like super secret things he can't talk about at this moment. So
Super secret.
I can tell you about it privately. I'm just not supposed to talk.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. But all right, Eric, thank you. We're just gonna do a hard out here. So all right, brother, take it easy.
All right.
Later, guys.
Yeah. So we'll
have a good one.
We'll do a hard out here with Eric. So that's that. We're just gonna hard out here ourselves. So hey, man, great job. I'll have to remember that the gun story for next week, but I really got to catch this bus.
Right.
So
Well,
the Google says start leaving your house at 10:13. So, Eric
why
has
is my
left the
keyboard not working?
Uh-oh.
I gotta get a new keyboard.
Yeah, we need to get batteries, or maybe plug one in. A plug-in one. I don't have any extra at the house. That's right. I had to borrow mine from somebody. So, all right, cool. No, you don't. No, fuck the music. Dude.
Fuck
Yeah,
music?
like I said, we'll just go hard out. Just if you want to put the title card up.
Fuck our intro.
Yeah.
Or fuck our outro. Yeah. All right. Well.
So thanks to Riley. She came in late, but
Yeah.
She was there for some of the stories, fucked
Yeah.
up stories. But thank you. And she also did a couple. I did definitely got to give the hat tip because she did a couple promo posts for us
Nice,
prior
thanks.
to going on. Be sure to check her out. She runs a couple of the Women for Bernie group on Facebook. About like 20-some thousand members. A lot of good info in there. A lot of some stuff where I just kind of look at it and be like, man, why do I got to share a political ideology with you? You know what I mean? With some of the people that contribute there, I'm like, slow your rolls. You know, it's stay away from Alex Jones, okay? But yeah, so definitely check out Women for Bernie. It's a good group. Like I said, majority of the time they got a lot of good info that's going through there. So, all right, brother. Once again, kick ass as always. Sixers start tomorrow night. Can't fucking wait.
See everybody next week.
Yep, next week, 8:00. Bye.
Bye.